So Brit Hume of Fox News dismisses the charges against Christie by saying that Christie is simply an old-fashioned tough guy. Can't survive in a feminized atmosphere of today. One of the aspects of media bias that doesn't get enough attention, it's all obvious when Fox News and Rush and Drudge just attack and vilify and smear Obama and come up with nonsense like the phony IRS scandal and the phony Benghazi scandal. But less noted is how they reflexively defend any conservative, no matter how strong the charges, no matter how scandalous. They give the person protective cover. That's exactly what's going on with Fox News and Christie now. Brit Hume, who's known as one of the more straight shooters, less ideological than the primetime commentators, comes to Christie's defense, saying that, well, he's just an old-fashioned tough guy. And today everything's a little feminized. I saw that, I thought, really? I'm not one of these who's a part of the Ronald Reagan cult worship, but I certainly don't remember Ronald Reagan authorizing his minions to go out and do political dirty tricks to some Democrat who didn't endorse him. And when Ronald Reagan did something that was secretive, like Iran-Contra, it was at least for a grander purpose. Now, we can and I do disagree with Reagan on what he did funding the Contras, but at least it was about a big issue. Communism, socialism, capital. These were big issues. But this idea that somehow Christie is just, a good old-fashioned tough guy. Let me remind you, his staff was chortling over the idea of school children not being able to get to school because they're the children of Democratic voters. That's a tough guy picking on little children. May I remind you, a 91-year-old woman died before she could get to the hospital because of all the traffic. Now, I'm not saying he killed her. She may have died anyway. But it certainly made it less convenient for something that's indisputable. It became much less convenient for this 90-year-old woman in the final hours of her life because of Christie's minions and their activities shutting down the roads in Fort Lee. That's indisputable. So Brit Hume's idea of a tough guy is someone who picks on 91-year-old women and school children. Folks, I dare say if you went back to the era of John Wayne and other big tough guys, that's not their definition of tough guys. That's their definition then and now of sick bullies.